Welcome to Mind Hive, where we dive deep into the world of biohacking, health, and performance. In today's episode, we'll be discussing the differences between dry fasting and water-only fasting. We'll cover the benefits, potential risks, and some guidelines to help you decide which one might be right for you. So grab your marker and let's get started. Fasting is the voluntary abstinence from food and in some cases water for a specific period. Fasting has been practiced for centuries across various cultures and religions. In recent years, it has gained popularity for its potential health benefits and as a biohacking tool to enhance performance. There are different types of fasting methods that I covered in another video on this channel, but today we're going to focus on dry fasting versus water-only fasting. Water-only fasting involves abstaining from food while consuming water to stay hydrated. This type of fasting is more common and generally considered safer than dry fasting. As always, it's important to consult with a healthcare professional before starting any fasting regimen, especially if you have a pre-existing health condition. With that, let's talk about some of the benefits of water-only fasting. First is autophagy. Digesting food requires a lot of energy from your body. When food is restricted for a long enough period of time, typically 24 hours or more, the body starts dedicating more of its energy to cellular cleanup and regeneration. The second benefit is fat loss. By restricting calorie intake, water fasting can accelerate fat loss. The key difference between simple caloric restriction and fasting is that fasting also reduces inflammation and increases growth hormone levels, thereby accelerating fat loss during the fast. Numerous studies have also shown that fasting improves insulin sensitivity and glucose tolerance, which also contribute to maintaining a healthy weight. And lastly, water-only fasting reduces inflammation. Water fasting is a form of hormesis, which is a mild stress that triggers beneficial responses in the body. In response to the stress of fasting, the body produces protective proteins and endogenous antioxidants that help combat inflammation and oxidative stress. When you're not consuming food, the body also produces fewer metabolic byproducts, some of which can be pro-inflammatory. This reduction in metabolic byproducts also lowers inflammation. Dry fasting, also known as absolute fasting, involves abstaining from both food and water for a certain period. The benefits of dry fasting are similar to water-only fasting, but the key difference seems to be the acceleration of effects. A 24-hour dry fast could potentially deliver the same benefits of a 3-day water fast, making dry fasting a very powerful tool for health and wellness. Dry fasting, similar to water-only fasting, promotes autophagy. Some anecdotal reports and preliminary studies suggest that dry fasting might induce a more robust autophagy response due to the increased stress placed on the body. The lack of water intake during a dry fast may force the body to rely more heavily on its internal resources, potentially accelerating autophagy. But more research is needed to confirm these findings. Dry fasting may also accelerate fat loss. During normal fat loss through diet, exercise, and water fasting, fat cells will simply shrink but not disappear entirely. But in the absence of external water intake during a dry fast, the body may rely more on taking water from fat cells. When this happens, these fat cells lose their structure and function and are thus destroyed. This means that fat loss from dry fasting may be not only faster, but also longer lasting when compared to water-only fasting. As for the anti-inflammatory effects of dry fasting, one study looked at the effects of dry fasting on people with metabolic syndrome, a condition that increases the risk of heart disease and other health problems. The researchers found that after practicing dawn to dusk dry fasting every day for 4 weeks, participants experienced positive changes in their blood cells' proteins. These changes helped reduce the risk of artery clogging plaque, inflammation, and the development of tumors. So, which one is right for you? To decide which of these fasting methods is right for you, consider the following: your experience with fasting. If you're new to fasting, it's recommended to start with water-only fasting, as it's generally safer and more manageable. Your health status. Consult with a healthcare professional to discuss your medical history and any underlying conditions. Your goals. Consider your health and performance objectives when choosing a fasting method. If you're looking for more rapid results, dry fasting may be a viable option for you. Before we wrap up, here are some extra tips and reminders for your fasting journey. Hydration. When attempting water-only fasting, make sure you're drinking enough water to stay hydrated Adequate hydration helps maintain bodily functions and reduces the risk of side effects. Breaking your fast. When ending your fast, it's essential to ease back into eating gently. Start with some easily digestible foods like soup or bone broths before introducing solid, heavier foods. Combining fasting with a healthy lifestyle. Fasting should be part of a balanced and healthy lifestyle, which includes a nutritious diet, regular exercise, and adequate sleep. This combination will help maximize the benefits of your fasting practice. And lastly, experiment with different methods. Don't be afraid to explore other fasting methods like intermittent fasting or alternate day fasting to find the one that suits you best. If you want to learn more about these methods, check out my fasting protocols video, where I break down some of the most popular methods. In conclusion, both dry fasting and water-only fasting offer potential health benefits, but they also come with some risks. It's crucial to consult with a healthcare professional before embarking on any fasting journey. Remember to listen to your body and choose the method that aligns with your goals and personal circumstances. That's it for today's video on dry fasting versus water-only fasting. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to MindHive for more biohacking, health, and performance content. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and happy fasting.